Small businesses are shutting down left and right. Inflation is eating away at people's savings, and the cost of living keeps climbing while your wage stays flat. And yet, there is a quiet revolution happening. It's called the unattended retail revolution. Regular people are building side businesses that are completely immune to job cuts, tariffs, or whatever scary news story is happening this week. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on this business model. It's not sexy, it's not complicated, but it might be the most recession-proof opportunity available right now. So to get started, we first got to understand the economic reality check. At the end of the day, inflation is literally eroding at everything for us to get ahead in life. Think about it. That $4 Celsius was $3 a year ago. And now with tariffs, who knows what it's going to be in a year? The cost of all these items, whether it's at Celsius or a case of eggs, keeps skyrocketing. But let me guess, your wages aren't skyrocketing at the same rates. What this is doing is it's creating a widening gap between the cost of living and ultimately what you're making that can't keep up. This is not sustainable, and it's the economic reality of where we're at as a society. And to be quite honest, that widening gap, while I was still working as much, or if not more, is what led me to my personal breaking point. This is when I realized working 80 to 90 hours a week and only making $1,200 a month, I needed to find other income streams to ultimately allow me to spend more time with my family. There was a constant stress when I was away from my family with the travel, all the airport delays, the stress of not seeing my family or picking them up or dropping them off at school, and the constant pressure to hit quotas for a Silicon Valley startup that led me to realize I needed a change. I'll never forget it. It was the moment in the Denver airport at 11 p.m. when I was flying back to the West Coast from a long work trip, when I was sitting there, and guess what? My flight was delayed again. We've all been there. It was out of our control. All I wanted to do was finally get home to my family and sleep in my own bed when I realized walking over to a vending machine and paying for a bottle of water that was $3, and I knew that bottle of water cost 25 cents at Costco. To take another step, I knew someone was at home in their own bed sleeping and making over 100% margins on me in the airport at 11 p.m. at night. This revelation is what led me down the path of smart vending and micro markets. But to take it a step further, it also made me realize that traditional employment is not going to be like it used to be. I mean, think about it. Nowadays with these micro markets, convenience store employees are not going to be needed down the road. Nowadays with AI, you don't even need a taxi driver. With Robo-Taxi from Tesla and Waymo from Google, these jobs and the traditional employment is not going to be the way it used to be. This is why for you and me, waiting for things to get better is the worst strategy. In fact, I hate the W word, because if someone says they're waiting, you might as well just kiss it goodbye, because there's a lot of other people in the world that are going to take action while you wait. Now, when you think about AI and as it relates to the vending industry, this is why I'm so passionate about the unattended retail revolution. I mean, think about it. When you go to Las Vegas and you go down the escalator, and at the airport it says, "Welcome to Las Vegas," as you're going down the escalator, at the bottom of that escalator, there's literally a 7-Eleven right there in the middle of the hallway of the airport. And guess what? That 7-Eleven has 0 employees. You put your card, the gate opens, there's AI cameras tracking you as you grab your Tums, as you grab your bottle of water, as you grab your sandwich, and once you walk out, the gate will open once you paid for those items, because the AI camera is tracking you the whole time. This is here. It's not coming. It's already here. Go to Las Vegas and go down that escalator in the airport where it says "Welcome to Las Vegas," and you will see firsthand this 7-Eleven has no employees. This unattended retail revolution is here to stay, because at the end of the day, people are willing to pay for convenience. This revolution, people don't realize, is $40 billion in market right now, and it's growing while all these other markets are shrinking. I mean, think about it. You probably went to the grocery store this week and you went to the self-checkout and used a kiosk versus going and waiting in line to talk to a clerk that was probably angry because she hates her job while you wait in line for some grumpy old person to check you out. Moving forward, people are just going to go to the self-checkout to get their items and get on their way. This is a global trend in how consumer behavior wants to react during retail. I mean, think about it. Walgreens is literally closing 1,200 stores across the country because no one is going into those stores anymore. They're either buying all of their over-the-counter meds from a micro market or from Amazon. They're not driving and going out of their way when they have a cough and need cough drops to go to the Walgreens. They're going to get their cough drops out of the vending machine at the urgent care, or they're just going to order it on Amazon. And the beauty about all of this in 2025 is this is positioned perfectly because you either have the people that want more amenities to bring employees and bring residents into their communities, or you have the other side of this where people have traditional machines that required coins, a motor to spiral down the Snickers, that now want the ability to offer healthier and more luxury items that their employees or their tenants want. This is also why I love unattended retail, no matter what's going on with tariffs or what's going on with inflation in today's economy. Because at the end of the day, all my vending machines have been recession-proof. During COVID, before COVID, after COVID, during the tariffs right now, during inflation, our machines are steady Eddie. And this is why I love the cash flow from these machines. Because at the end of the day, water and food are necessities for people to live their lives. I mean, I'll still never forget that moment I just talked about in Denver. Like, I needed water. It was 11 p.m. and I was thirsty. Whether that water was $3 or $4, I was still gonna buy it because I needed water. And so that is the beauty and the psychology around vending being so recession proof. Because whether tariffs go up, inflation goes up, the stock market crashes, interest rates spike, it don't matter because these items in your machines are a necessity for anybody to live their life. It's also interesting to think that in unattended retail and the cash flow in your machines actually might perform better during an economic downturn because people are reacting on emotion and not logic. So that craving for a snack late at night or that ice cream in your micro market freezer might be more of an emotional decision when people are stressed because of that cost of living relative to their income keeps increasing, which leads to emotional decisions and not logical decisions. Now, I'm a little biased, but I do think starting your smart machine and micro market route is the best side hustle for W-2 employees to do in 2025. The reason I love it is because the minimal time commitment while working your W-2. When I started my route, I was a VP of sales for a tech company in Palo Alto, and I was constantly on the road, but I still was able to find time to create my route. And the reason I was able to do that is because you have the flexibility with a side hustle like this to work when you want and where you want. Think about it. If you want to go do pop-ins, whether you do those at 9 a.m. because you're out and about already dropping your kids off at school, or at 2:30 p.m. because you just finished your day and you're going to pick up your kids from school, it doesn't matter. Do it whenever it fits your schedule. And that's why I love personally to do pop-ins and build our route more on Fridays because people are in a good mood and all of my internal meetings tend to be front-loaded in the week. And we have that time at the end of the week to spend on growing the business, which is what I focus on when you think about that side hustle component while working your W-2. The other piece of this, when you think about a side hustle while you have a W-2, is you can go at your own pace. This isn't competing against your other priorities. If you have a lot of downtime this week because you're not on the road for your day job and you want to do a lot of work focusing on your side hustle of vending, go for it. Or if you're on the road this week because it's the end of the quarter and you need to grind for your day job, no worries. Focus on it next week. That's why I love something like this because you can go at your own pace. If you want to go gangbusters and really scale this business as quick as you possibly can, go gangbusters. If you only have 2 hours a week to focus on this, then only spend 2 hours a week on it. Now, I want to be clear here. Now is the perfect time to take action. If you don't take action with this shift of unattended retail, you're going to miss the boat and you're going to regret it. Because whoever's taking action now and stacking locations and building their routes with smart machines and micro markets and replacing traditional machines and old school operators and displacing them, you're literally going to regret not taking action because at the end of the day, in 1 or 2 years, those people that put in the work today in 2025 were we're going to be reaping the rewards from that action 2 years prior. And the other side of this, as AI is here, the surveillance, all of the work needed is only getting better. Think about it. When I started with vending, I still had to go by the machine to check inventory until I put a credit card reader on the machine. Nowadays, I can track remote inventory and surveillance from out of state because everything is only getting better with technology to the point where I believe we're going to have theft reduction. There's literally technologies now with cameras that will track you. And if you try to grab something and walk away without paying for it, it'll literally fire off an alarm because you didn't go to the kiosk and check out. All these technologies are only going to make this business more and more lucrative and ultimately more profitable for you and your route. Now you're probably thinking, this is way too good to be true. Like, can you really work a W-2 while also building such a side hustle empire? Well, guess what? Charles in Texas, he's a high school teacher and a football coach, and he is doing $20,000 a month in revenue with his route because he does it before school starts in the morning, a couple days a week. Or think about Zach, who literally started last July and we're 9 months later, and he literally just crossed over $60,000 a month in revenue while working a full-time job. That is 9 months of going from $0 a month in revenue. He didn't even know where to find a vending machine in month one to now just hitting 60 grand last month. Or Jason in Minnesota, who's got 4 beautiful teenage kids, and he's got over 40 machines from building a route and acquiring routes that have now hit over 30 grand a month. Or even Thomas, who started a route, got 4 locations doing 8 grand a month and was like, oh shoot, I gotta move back home to be closer to family. So he sold his route for $96,000. This is the beauty of building this side hustle during such an uncertain time that we're in today's economy. Even in an economy that has everyone worried about their next paycheck, these people who've built vending machine businesses are sleeping soundly at night. They've created income streams that don't depend on a boss's approval. They don't require constant attention, and most importantly, don't disappear when the economy takes a downturn. I started this with just 1 machine and minimal money down. Today, my vending machine business generates over $100,000 per month with just a few hours of time each week. It's given me the freedom to spend more time with my family and ultimately the things that matter to me. Don't wait for things to get better. Check out this video where I break down how to get started with minimal capital down and start learning right now. Thanks for watching. Mr. Passive signing off.